Wow, I think it's safe to say that this was an epic conclusion to the first half of Aquarion Logos, for an episode which focuses mostly on the mecha side of the anime, the part that I'm not the biggest fan of. It still managed to fill in lots of intensity during the battle, and then there's a really emotional, dramatic moment at the end, and it was emotional. I think that when it was finally revealed why Sabete is really pursuing Maya, his character arc naturally concluded, even though it is very slightly forced. I mean, Sabete's journey did come across as more of a romantic pursuit than an egotistical pursuit, but the reveal did successfully close Sabete's arc in a satisfying way. The battle itself had the most stakes, as you would expect in a mid-series battle, with the word nothingness being the word which powers the monster, and the world is just on the brink of turning into nothing. Talk about eye-opening! Now we see the real destruction of those word monsters, and it kind of makes me wonder why the word nothingness wasn't used in the first place. Was it a word that could only be generated by Sabete going into major depression like he did here? I guess it doesn't matter. We got our epic battle with all of the mecha pilots transforming into all manner of shapes and sizes to attack and defeat the monster, although I did notice that none of them shouted Aquarion, which is a shame, as it's actually really cool when they shout that word. Aquarion is a very shoutable word, and the emotional dramatic ending, oh my goodness. First of all, we get to see Akira beat up the evil master and just fucking bury him under rocks. Then Maya and Sabete finally meet up, and those two, their encounter prompts Maya to tell Sabete that he's not actually in love with her, but her as a reflection of him. I guess that kind of makes sense, because it was hinted at a lot in the past episodes that Sabete and Maya are more like twins than lovers, but it still has emotional impact. It's not sad, strangely enough, but more surprising. I mean, Sabete seems to agree with Maya that he is not actually in love with her, so in a sense, it's a real ending for him, it's a real realization. But I have no idea where those rocks came from. They just appeared and fell from nowhere, and I think now the Master and Sabete are dead, crushed under the rocks, which makes way for the next villain. Now, the next villain, it could have something to do with that girl who was staring at the painting, as it may be that she has an advanced word power, which means the mech suits will have to become more advanced too to defeat her. So yes, this was one badass episode, which makes for a satisfying mid-series episode. In terms of my mid-series thoughts on Aquarion Logos, I am surprised at how engaging it is. It's not greatness because the concept is a little too crazy for the screen, but it totally works as a character study anime. The pilots are for the most part interesting and likable, and I think it was a stroke of genius to have Akira and Maya as the lead characters, as they are just naturals at their new jobs. Although I am wondering how Maya will go on now that she technically has no more master. And what will the story of this anime be now that Sabete, the one character who is carrying the only story in the series so far, is gone?